Hello, jeevdogg here, and welcome back to the Match of the Week Barclays Premier League series. So, in this video, I'm going to deliver to you the result of the voting for the Match of the Week for Week 2 of the Barclays Premier League. So, 3 people decided to vote this time, same as last time. I think that's still a bit too low. Guys, are you enjoying the series? Because if not, then I can understand why there's a lack of voting. If you're not enjoying the series, drop a comment down below so I can change the series up a bit or just stop it altogether. If you're enjoying the series, come on, vote. Nonetheless, the 3 voters decided to vote for different options, so each option got the same number of votes. So it's now down to me to decide which match shall be the match of the week for week 2 of the Barclays Premier League. And I'm going to choose from the 3 options. I'm not going to go and choose another match, otherwise, why did I put those 3 matches up for voting? So, the match of the week for week 2 of the Barclays Premier League is Burnley versus Liverpool. So, another Liverpool match gets the match of the week. And that's not because I'm a Liverpool supporter, I can assure you of that. I'm a Chelsea supporter through and through. Some of you may lament me, but I support Chelsea. I'm not changing, sorry. And so, yeah, if you may wonder why is another Liverpool match getting it. It's because basically, Liverpool are a team that fight for the top 6, or top 4 sometimes, and Burnley are a newly promoted team. You'd expect the top 4, top 6 fighter to come out on top, but Burnley came out on top, winning 2-0 against Liverpool. Really unexpected, surely, because Liverpool had just come back from an Arsenal match where they thumped Arsenal 4-3. Okay, there was 1 goal between it, but at the same time, for most of the match, Liverpool were in control. And so you would have expected Liverpool to win, but they didn't. So I thought a match with an unexpected result had to be the match of the week. So Burnley-Liverpool got it, and without further ado, I'm going to show you the highlights of the match.
Once the ball gets above the height of not very high stands here at Tottenham, here's Sam Vokes with a chance to score! His very first Premier League goal! And Burnley are off to a flyer!
This comes from Liverpool at the back, playing too many chances, getting a taste of their own medicine. Klavan playing a crossfield ball, puts Nathan Klein under pressure. You see that ball there, puts his fullback straight under pressure, and this press that Burnley do. They win the ball back, centre-backs are split, and what a finish from Sam Vokes, doesn't even look. Andre Gray, that partnership again there, look, 10, doesn't even look at the goal don't move. And Mignolet can't get anywhere near it. Fantastic finish. The centre-back can't get close enough, too far split.
And Sturridge with space. Space that Burnley can ill afford to allow him.
He always looks susceptible to this counter-attack, all the time in possession on the edge of the box.
Oh, Strawpoll, he can play Gray in here. Takes it on, Andre Gray! Superb for him, first Vokes, now Gray, it's 2-0 Burnley over Liverpool.
Klavan again, misses a tackle, you can't lose on the halfway line. I've mentioned about susceptible to counter-attacks. And a defender there, you can't lose that tackle at the edge of the box. He was involved in the first one, and here we see it's a counter-attack, it happens at times, but you've got to win that challenge now. And then Liverpool are always in danger. He still has a bit to do now, comes in on that left foot, again Klavan, 2 or 3 players miss challenges, but what a finish by Andre Gray. He comes out, you think the danger's there, Jordan Henderson, keep pushing him to the right. Go through Lovren's legs on his left foot. Mignolet, no chance yet again. 2-0.
Sturridge.
You look at the position of Andre Gray, I mean, we see him in shot. No centre-back picking him up.
Firmino. Decent shot. They use Tom Heaton. Here here come Burnley again. And Andre Gray has hardly been involved in the game, except when he is, there's a real...
Now I'm going to analyse the game. First, I'm going to analyse Burnley. So, in my opinion, Burnley were very good against Liverpool. They were good from back to front. So, let's talk about Tom Heaton, the goalkeeper. He wasn't really challenged much in the match. I think his biggest challenge was Firmino's shot, and he did very well to stop that from going from Firmino's feet to the back of the net. And because of his brilliance, you know, Liverpool didn't have a chance to get back into the game because Burnley were already 2-0 up when Firmino did that shot. And if Firmino had got down the back of the net, it would have been 2-1 and Liverpool would have been more motivated. But sadly, they couldn't have been more motivated. The defence of Burnley were good too. I'd say the centre-backs were the best in the defence, making sure that the forwards of Liverpool couldn't get into the box by almost forming a wall in front of the penalty box. And the fullbacks did well to provide support to the wall, if you like. And the midfield almost added an extension to the wall. I think the strongest evidence of these walls was when Firmino did that shot. And I'd say, talking about the midfield, Defoe was the best midfielder there. But, you know, running from Burnley's penalty box to Liverpool's penalty box, good job, because, you know, it's difficult to do that, and he took advantage of the space he had. And because he did, he was able to pass to Andre Gray, who got past the Liverpool defenders and knocked the ball into the back of the net. Speaking of Andre Gray, I'd say that he was the man of the match. 1 goal, 1 assist, that's very good. And I think that, you know, there's some promise in him. Let's just hope that he doesn't get kicked out for a couple of matches, or even more than that, because of his misconduct on Twitter. And that was a few years ago, so I don't think he should be punished severely. But then that's what I think. Do you think that Andre Gray should be punished severely? If so, drop a comment down below. If not, drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear your opinion about this matter. Now, talking about the other forward, Sam Vokes, he played well too, getting himself in the position where Andre Gray could pass the ball to him so he could get the ball into the back of the net. The way he just turned around, I have to praise him for that. No. I thought that he had done a similar thing in the Euros, but no, that was Robson Carney. And I think because of Burnley's forwards, Burnley won the game. Now to analyse Liverpool. So, Liverpool's forwards could have done better. Because, yeah, sure, Burnley's defence was good, but the forwards could have tried harder to get through that defence. They could have taken advantage of the space that Burnley had left for them at times, but they didn't. And I'd say Sturridge was the worst out of the 3 forwards Liverpool had. Those forwards were Coutinho, Firmino and Sturridge himself. The reason why I think Sturridge was the worst was because he did not take his chances. For example, as you saw in the highlights, Sturridge fired a shot wide. He could have had more finesse on that shot, and his aim just in general could have been better. You know, sometimes I think that he's better off being injured than being on the pitch. I can't think of when he was last consistent. Thinking about it now, it was 2 years ago when Liverpool were fighting for the title. But I think those days are gone. I think Sturridge needs to leave Liverpool because he's not going to get any better there. Perhaps a move to China could benefit him, or just some club in Europe outside of England, because I don't see him improving here in England. Additionally, Firmino could have done more, but at least he tried to get the shot on target.
There's no going back.
So I'll give some credit to him there, but at the same time, he should have done more. And that applies to Coutinho as well. He could have done some magic, done one of his special shots, but he couldn't manage to do that. And so I rate him 5 out of 10. I'm not going to rate everyone else, but I'm just saying that Coutinho is 5 out of 10 because he was poor. And then the midfield. The midfield could have done better against Burnley, particularly Henderson. He could have defended better when Andre Gray was trying to score. He just let him skill him up and just dribble past him. And the same applies to the defenders, Klavan and Lovren. They could have done better when defending against Andre Gray. And also, they left a bit too much space when Vokes had scored that goal. I don't think that they work well together. I think both of them should be benched, and I think it's time for Matip to play some games. And perhaps Sacco should be given the chance. Otherwise, I think another defender is needed to be brought in. And Milner, I don't think he was the best at left back, so perhaps another left back is brought in, or perhaps Moreno needs another chance. But as I said in the last result, match of the week video, Moreno needs time. And so I think getting a new left back is the better option. And then right back, Nathaniel Klein. He's supposed to be dependable, but he was not. I can assure you of that. He could have done a better pass to the Liverpool midfielders, but he didn't. He wasn't looking properly. And because of that, he ended up passing to Andre Gray. And then he passed to Sam Vokes, who just knocked the ball into the back of the net. What was he thinking? Is he Glenn Johnson? Or some other rubbish left back? I mean, left back, right back? He needs to get it right. Otherwise, he's going to be having the same problems as Alberto Moreno. And Liverpool can't afford to have problems on both flanks. And then, just thinking about the rest of the team, they didn't perform well. Wijnaldum was poor. I can't even remember him being on the pitch playing. That's how bad it was. Liverpool needs to fix up. They were good last week against Arsenal, but this week they were poor. If they want to go for the top 4, they need to work a little harder, and they can't just step back and let some average striker skill them up. Otherwise, we may see Liverpool finish 8th again, or perhaps even lower down the table, because West Ham, Stoke, Southampton, and all the other mid-table teams are getting stronger. And they may even get stronger than Liverpool. And so I say to Jurgen Klopp, you must do something. Or as the Germans would say, Sie müssen etwas machen. And I think I'm going to call it the end of this match analysis. And before I end this video, I have a question to ask you. Which Liverpool player do you think was the worst versus Burnley? There's Strawpoll down below, which has this question. You just click on the Strawpoll, and then all the Liverpool players that played against Burnley are options. You click on the player you think was the worst, and then close the Strawpoll. There isn't a deadline for when you have to access the Strawpoll. I mean, you could do it next week, and that would be fine. But I think I will be revisiting the Strawpoll sometime to take a look at what people have said. I know who I would say was the worst player. I think I talked about it earlier. But for now, I'm going to call it the end of this video. Like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you soon.